Hey there, YouTube. Uncle Jim here. Well, I figured I'd give you guys an update and let you know how my health is doing and how my plans are changing and what I'm trying to do about things. So, all my test results keep coming back. My blood work says I'm fine, other than the obvious, I'm hypoglycemic. Um, I did get a bad CAT scan back that they saw something either on my stomach or behind my stomach, my stomach pouch, because I've had gastric sleeve surgery. So that could either be a protrusion in my stomach, it could be diverticulitis. They weren't really sure. I kind of got to do a gastrointestinologist, whatever they're called, gastrointestinal doctor. I got to have a visit with that guy. But without that, I won't really know what that problem is. It could be my stomach failing, which got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping the stupid thing doesn't fail. But a lot of people with this surgery are going through the same problem. Turns out the more I look into it. So, but yeah. So I have this problem with accepting defeat, and I just can't accept that I'm not going on this trip. So I decided to do something about it. And the only thing I can do about it right now is to start keeping a log. So, right here, I got myself a little fat book that I've been keeping my notes. I got myself a blood glucose monitoring system so I can stick myself and see how much glucose is in my blood. Then I write it down in this book. I've been testing myself like every hour and a half. And in between, I write down my meals and what I ate. So I can kind of see where my peak sugars of the day are. I can kind of see where I dip, where I need to eat something, how what I'm eating is affecting me. So I'm new to all this. So this is my best attempt at trying to keep track of this. So I got those two things with more gear I have to add to my pack. Then as you can see, I got some freeze-dried ground beef patty crumbles, which sounds just delectable. But I have to eat all protein, so in the name of eating all protein, I decided to order one of these in beef crumble and one of these in dried white meat chicken chunks. Now these are all freeze-dried. They're not just nasty dried, or whatever you want to call it. But I also got vegetable soup mix and pinto beans. Apparently beans are really good for somebody in my condition. So I have to try to avoid all carbs whatsoever. Any carb intake is going to be bad for me at any level. If I eat a cracker, it's going to send my sugar soaring and then crashing. So I have to stick to strictly protein. So let me show you a few of the things I picked up, guys. So check it out. This is what the freeze-dried chicken chunks look like. This is what the freeze-dried beef crumbles look like. I got some dried vegetable soup mix, and here's the pinto beans. I got this small little cup here. Not very big, as you can see, but then again, I can't eat very much. And what I've done is I've put some beef crumbles, some vegetable soup, and some beans like in these. So that's going to represent one meal, hopefully. Hopefully it's not too big. I don't know how. This is a test run. I'm going to start eating these throughout the week because, even though they want me to go back to like a yogurt type of diet or something, there's a lot of things that are good for my diet that would help me out, but they just won't help me out on trail. I can't be walking around with yogurt and avocados, obviously, and, a bunch of other really heavy stuff. That's just not going to work. So over here, got these Planters roasted pecans. They're not bad, but I think they're going to end up, if I eat too many nuts, it might end up binding me up. I got my glucose meter. I got my notebook. These are for emergency if I have a low sugar. Although they're, I don't see how I'm going to end up carrying juices. I'm going to have to either come up with maybe glucose tablets, which everybody keeps warning me off of. Or, maybe just one little bottle of orange juice that I sip on throughout the week. Hopefully it doesn't go bad, as long as doesn't get super hot. And eggs, man. I've been eating eggs. I'm going to turn into an egg if I eat another egg. But it's protein. And this is just a bottle of water that I bought those
protein shakes that you get at like GNC. This one happens to be like pina colada. And I got a chocolate one too. But, you know, these things are a pain in the butt to make, especially in the woods. If you don't have a funnel, the powder just seems to get everywhere. But, you know, they're working for me. As long as I can drink maybe 2 or 3 of these a day, they might suffice. So, yeah, this is a couple of my thoughts. If anybody has any thoughts on how somebody can eat strictly protein, a lot of this is going to mean that I end up probably having a bounce box to carry all this stuff in somewhere at a post office. And I'll probably be having to get off frequently to visit my bounce box to resupply this stuff, because each one of these cans was like $45. And I just don't know if it's what the efficacy is of carrying all of this. It might not be worth it. We'll see. We'll see how these meals do. I think my plan in the near future is to go do maybe a 6-mile hike and see what it's like stopping every 45 minutes to an hour to test my sugar and cook a meal. I want to see what kind of progress I make, because I have a feeling it's going to impede my speed a lot, and I may only get 4 or 5 miles done a day, depending on how slow this makes me. So we'll see.
So another thing I wanted to update you guys on was my choice of knife. Somebody made a comment that I might lose that knife, or it might get stolen, which is a really good possibility, the knife from a video or two ago. So I thought about that, and I'd really hate to lose it. So what I've come up with is my father got me this. It's a Case Kickstart. It's one of Case's first spring assist knives that they ever came out with. And my father got it for me for Christmas. Got a little clip on the side. It's kind of heavy, but you know what? I love this thing. And I think I'll make some new memories with this should I get out there. So there's an update on my knife situation. And I just like to say, I seem to be getting scolded by several people I know every time I mention that I'm still trying to make this happen. There's a lot of people that think that this just can't happen and is a bad idea. And honestly, until I get my results back from my CT scan to see what that is on my stomach, this still may not happen. But for my own sanity right now, I got a Charlie Mike. I got to continue mission. And it's the only thing I know how to do is keep moving forward. So it's never going to happen if I just stop and give up. And that's a given. You know, somebody commented that the trail isn't going anywhere. Well, I certainly am not either at the moment, and that seems to be the problem. So I need to make this happen one way or another, even if it slows me down. There was an 82-year-old man a year or so ago that did this. There was a guy with no legs who did this. There was a completely blind guy with a dog who did this. You know, there was a dude who did this dressed up as Santa Claus one year. So to think that something like my diet is going to stop me, no. It's like I said, I'm going to have to overcome it somehow, even if it slows me down so I only get half the trail done. Hey, it was an attempt, but not trying is really not an option. So I'm going to continue to learn about my body, continue to take notes, continue to research, and hopefully by the time March 13th rolls around, I have a little bit more knowledge under my belt about my situation, and maybe I can still make this happen. So don't count me out yet. You know, we'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. Be good.